Good afternoon for 4 News Now. I'm Rob King. I'm very excited about this one today. We are going to be speaking with certified guitar player Tommy Emmanuel. I'm personally a huge fan, so when I saw the opportunity come across my desk, I jumped at it. He'll be playing the Fox Theater February 28th here in Spokane. Let's bring in Mr. Emmanuel himself. Thank you for hopping on.
Modern technology.
Now, you said before we got on, you're currently in Nashville. So yes,
I
with
am.
the help of modern technology, you don't have to come into our studios. You can do it from the comfort of your own home.
See that? Yeah, gotta love that. Hey, Spokane, Washington is a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. Have you been here before, I assume? You've been
Yeah,
touring all your
yeah,
life.
many times.
Right on. Do
Yeah.
you have anything favorites you like to do when you get here?
Oh, great food in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Definitely.
yeah.
Well, you're about to start your newest tour, your latest tour, and you're touring for your new album, Accomplice 2.
Yep.
What are you looking forward to? What do you like about touring? You've been doing it for as long as you've been playing. So
Yeah.
do you enjoy touring?
Well, it's in my blood. It's what I've always done. I was already touring and playing concerts and doing all that by the time I was 6 years old. Just before my sixth birthday was when we started touring, and I, I mean, I kind of settled down for a while in my early 20s. I moved to Sydney in Australia, and my goal then was to become a studio player and play on people's records and on TV, on movie soundtracks, stuff like that. I wanted that kind of experience, and I did that, but along the way, I joined bands. I worked with other in other styles, and I did every kind of TV show you could imagine, and then eventually I ended up with being a writer and making my own records, and it kind of led me to what I'm doing now, which is I've been doing the solo playing. I've been doing that about the last 40 years of my life.
Absolutely. Well, interesting you say solo because your new album, Accomplice 2, is a bunch of collaborations.
Yeah.
So, do you enjoy playing with people? You got guys like Billy
Oh,
Strings
yeah.
on there. I mean, it's a great album. Uh,
Thank you. Yeah.
so,
Well,
yeah, talk about the wanting to do more collaboration.
well, exactly. You know, collaborating with the right people is a powerful thing, and it doesn't take a lot of effort. When you're with the right people and you got the right song and all that. Like when Billy Strings came in, we knew we wanted to do Doc's Guitar and Black Mountain Rag, which were songs that we both grew up listening to, and so we just ran it down once and got the arrangement together, and then we played it once, and he left. That was it. And
How
then
long was that whole process?
about less than an hour, and he was gone. And then Molly Tuttle came in, and we already had played the song together live a few times, and so same thing. We just did one take, and that was it.
Well, it must
You
be
know,
nice
and
not needing to practice.
well, that's why I like playing with people like that,
Yeah.
because they've got it together, and we've chosen a song that I didn't have to teach anybody anything.
Right.
That's different for if I'm working with someone else and I'm the producer and I want it a certain way,
Hmm.
then I'll say what I want. But in most cases, like when I had Little Feat in doing Cajun Girl, I just wanted them to play it the way they play it live, and I found a part for myself that put me in the track, you know. So I like wearing a producer's hat and an arranger's hat, and the artist's hat as well. It's fun for me, and creative and challenging,
But you've always kind of heard more beyond a guitar than just a melody. And I've heard you talk about listening to Chet Atkins and hearing the bass line, the harmonies, playing the melodies, and then you taught
Yeah.
yourself how to do all that. So why is that important to you to be able to build that huge structure, to be able to?
Well, that suits some songs. I don't do that in every song.
Sure.
I certainly don't. But I think what's just as important is the arrangement of a song. So it's interesting, um, and it's one of my kind of codes. One of my chants. My arrangements have to be interesting, and when your arrangements and your choice of material is interesting, then it's good. You can perform it to people, and they'll love it. So I learned early in life to always look for good melodies, and I think my first influence in that area was Jimmy Rogers and Hank Williams and Marty Robbins and people like that. And then later on, Chet Atkins, and then the Beatles.
Sure.
And I learned a lot about how a song works, finding a good key to play a song in, all those things that helped me be a better player, a better performer.
So you mentioned you started touring when you were about 6 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
you are a virtuoso. Was it as quick as soon as you got the guitar, it just clicked?
Well, no, I'm still working on it. You never stop working on it. And I definitely am not a virtuoso. I struggle with it like everybody else. And I'm a human being, so some days I don't come up to the level I expected myself, and I thought, and I've got to get in the trench and start digging. So don't think that something magical happened and I suddenly became a good player. That's not the case. I have spent my life working on my playing and my writing and my arranging, and I've learned a few things along the way, and those instincts that are in me from experience are definitely worth listening to.
And did you come from a musical family?
Yeah, well, my mother was very musical. My father wasn't. My father was he was a curious person who was fascinated by electronics, mechanics, all that sort of stuff. He could fix your watch if it broke down. He could fix your vacuum cleaner if it broke down. He could fix your plane if it broke down.
Oh, very nice.
That's what my dad was like.
That's got to be handy when you have your pedal board and you need a little help fixing it.
Well, Dad unfortunately wasn't around when pedal boards were invented. He passed away in '66. And so I don't really remember him personally. I was too young when he passed away. But I see photos and I see that I'm a lot like him.
Oh, that's cool.
So I guess part of him lives on through me, his son.
Yeah, my dad was a musician, or is a musician. He's still around, but he turned me on to you and being like, oh, you got to check this guy out. And then through you, listening to guys like Mike Dawes, Billy Strings, and other guys that you play with. Now, you are a certified guitar player. For people who don't know, that is a delineation bestowed by Chet Atkins. Do you have people that you listen to today that if you could, you would name them CGPs?
Yes. One in particular, and that's Mr. Richard Smith, an English guitar player based here in Nashville. And Richard has taught people. See, the thing about the certified guitar player is all of us who have it, Steve Wariner, John Knowles, and myself, it's really all about what we brought to the table. It's about our dedication, and it's about what we hand on. So on my award, it says for lifetime contribution to the art of fingerpicking. So, you know, yeah, I'm not allowed to do it because the CGP is owned by the Chet Atkins Foundation or the Chet Atkins, whatever it is. I'm not sure what the word
Yeah,
is.
his estate,
Yeah,
possibly.
his estate, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Yeah, Chet's empire. And so I'm legally not bound and not allowed to do that.
That's fair. I don't want to get you in any trouble.
No, that's fine. But if I could, I would
Yeah.
definitely make Richard Smith.
I haven't heard of him. I'll have to check him out, but he sounds good.
Nobody plays. What's his name? I'm having a what do you call it? I'm having an old person's
Sure.
moment here. What the hell do you call that?
It's all right. You're still young.
Here we go. Scott Joplin.
Ah,
There he is.
okay.
Nobody plays Scott Joplin's piano pieces like Richard
He plays
Smith.
it on guitar?
Oh, like you can't believe.
On acoustic or electric?
He plays acoustic. Pineapple Rag, Easy Winners, the Cascades. Oh
Yeah.
my God, nobody plays that stuff like him.
Yeah, you've talked about your cascade, or talk about the technique of cascades. I know you've mentioned it before. Just what is that? How does that work?
You mean harmonics?
Yes.
Because cascades are when water falls down a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a cascade is. But people call it cascading harmonics. It's something that Chet Atkins came up with. And then the great Lenny Breau, who kind of perfected it. And I used the same kind of technique, and it kind of worked out my own way of doing things. And that's a typical trait of a guitar player like me. We start out copying everybody, and then eventually we find our own voice and our own way of doing things.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's fair to say you've definitely found your own voice.
Thank you.
Mr. Emmanuel, I want to thank you for your time.
Mr. King.
I'm very grateful. You can see Tommy Emmanuel, Fox Theater, February 28th, 2024. Here in Spokane.
Yeah.
Tickets are on sale right now. And be sure to listen to his new album, Accomplice 2. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
I just want to give it, thank you. I just want to give a little shout out to Trey Hensley and Rob Ikes, who are
do you want to talk about them a little bit?
Well, they're going to be on this tour with me. And they're two of my favorite guys to work with. Rob Ikes is a great dobro player. And songwriter, and Trey Hensley has a beautiful voice like Merle Haggard's style of voice, but he's one hell of a flat picker. Wow, what a player! So
awesome. Well, we'll look forward to
we
it.
are going to have a ball, and we'll look forward to coming to the Fox in Spokane. What was that date again?
February 28th.
28th. That's it.
28th. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Tommy Emmanuel. I appreciate it. And have yourself a good rest of your day.
Dude, see ya.
So tickets are on sale now to see Tommy Emmanuel. You can go to foxtheaterspokane.org. I will be there. I'm actually going to fly my dad out to come see the show with me because we're such huge fans. So you can be there too, live in studio. I'm Rob King for 4 News Now.